When I was in ninth grade, I ended up in the class of one of the most feared teachers at our school. She had a reputation for being aggressive and suspicious of students, especially when it came to cheating. Rumors followed her everywhere. Stories about her accusing students without evidence and humiliating them in front of the class. In previous years, some students had managed to cheat during exams by hiding wireless earbuds, so she became obsessed with catching anyone she thought was doing the same. She constantly watched students, paced the room, and looked for anything out of place. The real incident happened during our final exam at the end of the school year. It was an unusually hot day, so I wore a thin shirt. I also have type 1 diabetes, and at the time, I used an insulin pump that clipped to my waist with a visible tube. My blood sugar had dropped earlier, so I adjusted my pump before class to stay stable. The exam was almost over when she suddenly stood up and began walking around the room. I was focused on finishing the test when I felt her stop directly behind me. Before I could react, she snatched my exam paper off my desk and announced that I had failed. At the same time, I felt a sharp tug at my waist. I froze, confused and shocked, as she walked away. It took a moment for my brain to catch up, until I noticed she was holding scissors. That's when I realized what had happened. She had seen the tubing from my insulin pump and assumed it was a wire connected to headphones. She had cut it. A few seconds later, my insulin pump began blaring an alarm. The room went silent, and everyone turned to look at me. Several students nearby had seen what she did and were clearly horrified. She rushed back over, and the moment she understood what she had done, the color drained from her face. She panicked. I panicked. No one knew what to do. She told me to go to the school nurse immediately. On the way, I started feeling dizzy and weak. By the time I reached the nurse's office, I could barely stand. She called emergency services, and I was taken to the hospital. After that day, something ironic happened. I actually started wearing headphones in class. No teacher ever questioned me again.